where this is the quadratic term, ax squared, the linear term is bx, c is the constant. Parabola using this formula, and I put in 0 for x, then 0 squared is equal to 0, and as you can see, it's 0, 0. Now if I put in 1 and negative 1 in for x, for negative 1 and for 1, I'm going to get 1 for both of those, because negative 1 squared is equal to 1, and 1 squared is equal to 1. So if I put in 2 and negative 2, 2 squared is going to be 4. Negative 2 squared, keep in mind it's going to have parentheses around it, so it's negative 2 times negative 2, you're going to get 4. And if you look at negative 2 for our input, for our x, you get 4. And for positive 2, you get 4. Parabola by putting a negative, and what's going to happen is it's going to be inverted if you put a negative, which makes sense because if you put in 1 in for x squared, 1 squared is 1, but with a negative in front of it, you get a negative 1, and we can come over here and see that at negative 1, you're at negative 1, and the same is true if I put in positive 1. So that's an inverted parabola. Let's take away that negative. If I put a 2 with the leading term, that narrows the parabola, and if I put a fraction, in this case I'm going to put in a decimal to make it easier. So if I put a 1/2 in front of it, it's going to be wider, and if I want to shift it, 3, which makes sense, and if I want to make it go down 3, then obviously I do -3. It's 2 units, then I can do x plus 2 moves it left, or x minus 2 is going to move it right. If I want to move it right and up, I can add a 3 here, and that's going to happen as well. It's going to go up right 2 and up 3. So you can place the parabolas wherever you want in the graph.